Alright guys, welcome back to today's lesson. This one is going to be all about the shipping plan. I know there's quite a few people who have been asking me about how it works, they're a bit confused, they're not sure what happens with the EAN codes, the barcodes, the shipping labels, and there is a lot to take in. I'm sorry if this video is a little bit longer than normal, but it does include everything you need about the shipping plan. If you do have any questions, shoot them below. If you haven't checked out the other videos, there's product research videos, there's hidden product research techniques videos so you can differentiate yourself from the competition. There's loads of other stuff in the other videos, so check them out as well if you haven't already. But we'll get straight into the shipping plan video. I've got my example product here. As you can see, I've blocked out the other two that I've got. And what you have to do in order to create the shipping plan is find your product, go to inventory, manage inventory, and it'll bring up this page. Click on that little tick in the corner and then action, and that'll let you send and replenish inventory. Now hopefully it'll let me do this. I've just created that. Yep, so there you go. So it has to convert. Currently it says it's fulfilled by merchant, so that's like I've got them in my house here and I'm going to send them out directly to the customer, but we want Amazon to do it, so we want to convert and send inventory. That means it's now going to be all fulfilled by Amazon. And then you want to ship from another address. This is because it's already showing, there we go. Right, so I'll have to block this out at the top. And then it's going to ask you if you want to put in your address from your supplier here. So you enter an address. That's what you have to get from your supplier. Once you've entered that, I'm going to use an example address for this. Once you've got that, then it'll go to the next page. Let's put in a fake one. Perfect. So it's going to ship from this address, which is a bit of a joke of an address. And then it says marketplace destination. Obviously mine is going to the UK, or if it was going to any others, or the US will be there as well if you're in the United States. The difference between individual products and case-packed items, yours will almost always be individual products. The easiest way to think about case-packed is if you've got different cans of Coca-Cola all packed together and then you sell them individually. Obviously there's more than one unit there packaged together, whereas individual would be like each individual Coke can is packaged ready for sale that way. So yours will almost always and have to be individual products. It's going to save you a lot of time and issues, so just make sure they're individually packaged. So the example product, now this, when you set up your listing, you need to select advanced view, and it will give you the last section, which I believe is the last one right over the far right. It's like product information or key information or something like that after keywords. And that's where you put in the things about the dimensions of the product, and you need to be careful about which ones you put in. There's three different ones. There's one which is the product dimensions, there's one which is the package dimensions, and then there's one which is the shipping dimensions. You can ignore the shipping dimensions. You can ignore the product dimensions if you want. I wouldn't recommend it, but you can. But you do need to fill in the package dimensions, which is the unit as a whole. So if I packaged up this mouse here, the product dimensions will be the dimensions of the mouse, and then the package dimensions will be the dimensions of the package around it. So we'll make this up. We'll say it's 10 centimeters by 5 centimeters by 12 centimeters. And then in here, in this box, or this box, because we've only got one, you enter how many units you're expecting. So let's say we're having 300. Oh, 10 by 15, oops, by 12. Save. Oh, there we go. So that's saved the dimensions now of this example product. And that'll now come up in the product listing should you need to change it. Continue. So this is if you want Amazon to do any of the packaging for you. So I go to all products, that's going to show me all of them, apply to all, and then we just want seller. Amazon is if Amazon's going to do it, seller is us, but we're getting the manufacturer to do it on our behalf. So we click seller, and this preparation cost should stay at 0, and then we just click continue. And then this is who's labeling the products. So this is the shipping label and also the EAN. So again, this is the seller, so it should stay at label cost nothing. And then you will need to click print labels for this page. If you open it up, you can see this is all the labels here, example of the labels. You need to cut this out like that, and then you need to send, so just screenshot like this, there you go, and then send that, just one, to your supplier in an email. So I've got one of them saved now up there, so that's good. We can save that as example product, so we know which one it is. Example product EAN, perfect. And then we just click continue once we've downloaded that. Review shipment, so this is Amazon reviewing it. You can rename it. I tend to rename it just because I've got quite a few different shippings going in, so I would name it example shipping number 1. or I would put the date in, which is the 8th or something. So approve shipment. And then now it's going to tell you where it's going, I think. Yeah, so there we go. So it's going to Bedfordshire in the UK. So we can click work on shipment. So this is quite straightforward. It's just knowing which buttons to click. It's not a complicated thing. Now yours will almost always be a small parcel delivery. Less than a truckload is obviously quite huge. If you're doing pallets, which is a completely different business model to fulfillment by Amazon and the private labeling method, sorry, it will almost always be small parcel delivery. And then this is when you need to get your supplier to tell you who the courier is, whether it's UPS or if it's DHL, DPD, TNT. I'll just put other because I don't actually have one. How will the shipment be packed? Multiple boxes or everything in one box? Chances are it'll be multiple boxes unless you haven't ordered many units. But it will be multiple boxes in most cases. So there might be one big box, but then there'll be boxes inside boxes. And then click on skip providing box content information, and then this is where you set the number of shipping boxes there will be. So the easiest way to explain this is you're going to have, I'll use this as an example again. You've got your mouse. Let's say I've got 100 mouses. There might be 20 in each shipping box, which would mean there would be 5 boxes. So we need to put 5 set number of boxes, and if all the boxes are the same size, we can just write it in here. So maybe it's 10 kilos per box, and they're each 10 centimeters by 10 centimeters by 10 centimeters. Now, if you read this section here, I always recommend it. It's easy to go past it. Single cartons must not exceed 30 kilograms. This is in the UK. Whether it's different in the US, I don't know. But above it, it will say if there's any kind of stipulation to the size and weight of the boxes needs to be. So if it has to be below 30 kilos and it cannot exceed 60 centimeters by 60 centimeters. Whether that's different in the US, I don't know, but probably definitely won't be any less than that. So if you can keep each individual box under 30 kilos and less than 60 centimeters by 60 centimeters, which all of ours are, then you'll be fine. And then that's it. So the total weight is 50. And then we can print box labels. And I'll show you these. Now you need to send all of these to the supplier. Because one of these, you see we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. And that's for each of our 5 boxes. So one of these goes on each 5 box. It will also have the address on here as well, which you can see. Make a note of that, and then send that to your supplier as well. And then obviously it's got the supplier's address as well, and then the E8 and the fulfillment by Amazon code. And then all you do then is click complete shipment. Obviously I'm not going to do that because it doesn't exist, and I don't want to delete it. So you click complete shipment, and then that is it. Then it will have your little mark as shipped thing at the top, which you can click obviously when it is marked as shipped. The best time to fill in the shipping plan is after you've paid the supplier to create and manufacture your products. As they're manufacturing them, it normally takes about 7 to 10 days for them to do that. If you then fill out the shipping plan, and in those 6 to 7 days, you can get the information from them, fill out all the necessary parts on the Amazon listing and then the shipping plan. Then you can complete the shipping plan in due time to get all the labels to them, because obviously they need the information as well, so they can put the EAN code onto the product packaging so that they can label the boxes as well. So you need to kind of work with them about that and kind of get it done as soon as possible. But if you do it the same day as you pay for the goods from the supplier, you'll be fine. You won't encounter any issues. So I hope that's kind of made it a lot more easier to understand, a lot simpler to kind of get your mind around it. If you do have any questions, or if you're still confused, feel free to leave me an email. My email address will be in the description below. My Facebook page, is Tony Duchars. The spelling of that will be below. Again, leave a like rating if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new. If you haven't checked out the other videos yet, and you are serious about want to make some money or passively through Amazon FBA, watch the other videos. I cannot recommend them enough. It's exactly what I learned through hundreds and hundreds of pounds, if not thousands, spent on courses from a couple of different people. So the information I believe I'm giving you is warranted, and I do know what I'm talking about, and I have made money from Amazon, and I only want the same for you guys as well. The next video will be about the, what does it say? Auto manual ad campaign. So that'll be after you get your delivery. Normally takes about 7 days if you do express shipping, which I do recommend. And that is all guys. All right. thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video, which will be the ad campaign, manual ad campaigns, and starting to get our first sales on Amazon, which is pretty exciting. See you guys.